Pet food shortage is the term that threatens all pet owners across the globe. When the first pet food order didn't show up on time, people realized that there was no more pet food from their favorite brand all around. The supermarket shelves went empty, and people were traumatized about what to feed their pets. This wasn't the situation in any single country but was a worldwide issue that worsened with passing time. The main point that you must think about is why it arose and when it will be resolved. This text will help you know the details about the pet food shortage.
Supply chain interferences. An expert said issues that have distressed the country's supply chain, causing bottlenecks and deficiencies, affect pet food. Also, the greatest affected section of the pet food supply is canned food, mainly canned feline food. You have found out about the port issues in general. This is affecting the stock of canned pet food. A portion of the pet food organizations import their pet food from different nations, and a part of the homegrown pet food makers purchase the jars for their food seaward. Regardless, those provisions are up to speed in the store network issues. The inventory network disturbance likewise affects dry canine food supplies, however not similarly to canned food. Low labor. More popularity for items and the deficiency of laborers are two of the most significant issues driving the inventory network issue. People are conveying more food in homes than previously, and keeping up with that stock implies they are purchasing food before they want it, even though they might, in any case, have a lot of food in our homes as of now. The pet food industry depends on similar issues as different enterprises, including aluminum, lacquer deficiencies. People have seen shortages from makers of wet food that have impacted their canned food supply in their stores and on the web. The chain, which possesses famous internet-based pet retailer Chewy.com, works with makers to expand the collection.
Is there something wrong with pet food? Certain researches were conducted that pet foods contain melamine and correspondence buildings. Melamine is a modern synthetic substance, and related fittings have no ongoing use as a component in U.S. creatures or food in the United States. Following food and drugs, melamine into the items referenced as untruths, wheat, and rice protein from China is utilized as a branch in pet food. Researchers at the University of Cornell likewise observed melamine in the pee and the kidneys of the expired felines, which was necessary for a trial utilized for food and food. FDA tests showed additional analyses that made imported protein items from China as wheat and rice protein. This data doesn't change any improvement or ramifications for reviews connected with melamine in pet food. Melamine is found in the kidneys and pee of dead felines and in the food they eat. In any case, melamine can't be the only reason for ailment and passing, as melamine is a generally non-poisonous substance. The Food and Drug Administration concentrates on melamine-related mixtures like cyanuric corrosive, additionally found in pet food varieties. The melamine and the cyanuric corrosive mix have all the earmarks of being more poisonous than either substance alone. When these two substances connect, they structure precious stones in the pee and kidney tissue, prompting kidney disappointment. With cutting-edge legal sciences, the FDA concentrates on the cooperations of melamine and related mixtures to track down the reason for pet disease and passing. Will this pet food shortage come to an end soon? According to an expert, try not to anticipate that the lack should improve at any point shortly. He also stated that wholesalers expect to proceed for no less than a few additional months. The past few months have been a test for pet owners, and it could require some investment into the prior quarter of the following year before the canned food is back. They will do a sudden spike in demand for specific food sources that are well known and quit working everything out such that they can make different items, yet they're attempting to keep the top-rated SKUs accessible. It's not simply petting stores. Supermarkets that convey more standard brands are likewise feeling the squeeze. They are encountering supply issues with a few pet food items. Providers from one side of the planet to the other are being confronted with various difficulties influencing their organizations, causing a cascading type of influence on retailers and clients. Unrefined substance and work deficiencies, just as transportation limitations affect organizations the most, and it's supposed to endure well into the following year. While they might not have each assortment in stock, they will have choices accessible in each class. How long will pet food shortage last? There's nothing left but to hang tight and stay optimistic. Be that as it may, tragically, no one knows the specific response to this inquiry. How long will pet food lack last? American Pet Products Association, The new blast in pet purchasing, which has arrived at another level during the plague, implies there will be a consistent interest for actual pet consideration items like food. In this manner, it is expected that the current shortage will go on until the end of 2022. Additionally, it is anticipated that it would require some investment to determine the stockpile issues. There is a deficiency at the area level as the isolated stock runs out. They are working intimately with these makers and providers to work on the course. It will require a couple of more months for the new abilities to go on the web, however, sooner or later, the new capacities should come available, and the circumstance will standardize. The year 2022 could be the new typical. Little cats and canine proprietors look for excellent food choices like salmon, tilapia, and duck jerky. Greater food is pricier, however, a sign that you've concluded you will spend the additional cash. Notwithstanding, individuals are additionally searching for normal and natural food varieties, however, these will often be all the more absurd. Sadly, the more significant part of this more excellent food isn't accessible in the frozen path, so the whole is loaded with lower quality frozen food varieties. Does pet food recall lead to pet food shortage? Innumerable organizations that sell pet food don't make the food. They give their plan, or formula, to assembling firms. The maker blends fixings as per the plans to make a wide assortment of pet food varieties for organizations to sell under a wide range of brand names. Since one maker might deliver numerous sorts of pet food sources at a similar office, a defiled fixing can get into many of these food varieties. Not each of the reviewed food varieties was polluted, but rather organizations carried on alert due to the